Hi everyone, how are you today? This is another video on algebra, and for watching my next videos you can subscribe this YouTube channel. In this video we're gonna solve some algebra problems which are about inequality, so let's start them. The question is, for each inequality graph the solution set and describe it using the interval notation. The first inequality is 2 plus x is less than 3, and for each inequality we want to isolate constants on the right side and variables on the left side. So for this inequality we want to isolate constant on the right side, so we add -2 to each side, so 2 plus x minus 2 is less than 3 minus 2. So we combine like terms, these two and this -2, x is less than 1. And then we want to graph the solution set for this inequality, which is this is 1, and this is solution set for this inequality. And the interval notation for this inequality is -infinity and 1. The second inequality, for y is greater than or equal to 12, and for this inequality we can divide each side by 4, so for y over 4 is greater than or equal to 12 over 4, so y is greater than or equal to 3. Then we want to graph the solution set for this inequality, so this is 3, and this is the solution set for this inequality, and the interval notation for this inequality is this is square bracket and infinity. The next inequality is x over 11 is greater than or equal to 10, and for this inequality we can multiply each side by 11, so 11 times x over 11 is greater than or equal to 10 times 11, so this is 1 and this is 1, and x is greater than or equal to 110. And for this inequality the solution set is this is 110, so x is equal to 110, or it is greater than 110 and extends to infinity. The next inequality 11 is greater than 8 plus x over 2. So firstly we add negative 8 to each side, so 11 minus 8 is greater than 8 plus x over 2 minus 8, and this 8 goes with this negative 8, and 11 minus 8, 3 is greater than x over 2, and in next stage we multiply each side by 2, so 3 times 2 is greater than x over 2 times 2, and 6 is greater than x, or in other words x is less than 6, and the solution set for this inequality is this is 6 and x is less than 6, and the interval notation for this inequality is and 6. The next inequality, 2 is greater than a minus 2 over 5. So in first stage we multiply each side by 5. 2 times 5 is greater than a minus 2 over 5 times 5, so this is 1 and this 5 is 1. 2 times 5, 10 is greater than a minus 2, so we add 2 to each side. 10 plus 2 is greater than a minus 2 plus 2, and this 2 goes with this negative 2, and the result is 12 is greater than a, or a is less than 12, and the solution set for this inequality is this is 12, and the interval notation for this inequality is all the numbers that are less than 12. So this is the interval notation for this inequality. The next inequality is v minus 9 or negative 4 is less than or equal to 2. For this inequality, firstly we multiply each side by negative 4, but the inequality sign is reversed, so v minus 9 over negative 4 times negative 4 is greater than or equal to 2 times negative 4. So this negative 4 goes with this negative 4, and v minus 9 is greater than or equal to negative 8, and we add 9 to each side. v minus 9 plus 9 is greater than or equal to negative 8 plus 9, so this 9 goes with this negative 9, and v is greater than or equal to 1. And the solution set for this inequality is this is 1 and v equals 1 or is greater than 1. And the interval notation for this inequality is v equals 1 or is greater than 1, and it includes all the real numbers that are greater than 1 toward infinity. The next inequality, 2 over 3 minus x over 5 is less than 4 over 15. And for this inequality, firstly we multiply each side by 15, which is a common denominator, so 15 times 2 over 3 minus x over 5 is less than 4 over 15 times 15. So 15 times 2 over 3 minus 15 times x over 5 is less than 4 over 15 times 15. This 15 is 1, this 15 is 1, and this 3 is 1, this 15 is 5, and this 5 is 1, and this 15 is 3. So 5 times 2, 10, minus 3x is less than 4, and here we add a negative 10 to each side. 10 minus 3x minus 10 is less than 4 minus 10, and this 10 goes with this negative 10, so 3x is less than negative 6, and here we divide each side by 3, so 3x over 3 is less than negative 6 over 3, and the result is x is less than negative 2. And the solution set for this inequality is this is x and this is negative 2. X is less than negative 2, which includes all the real numbers that are less than negative 2. And the interval notation for this inequality is all the real numbers that are less than negative 2 and this is the interval notation for this inequality. The next inequality, 24 plus 4b is less than 4 times 1 plus 6b, and firstly we can divide each side by 4, so 24 plus 4b over 4 is less than 4 over 4 times 1 plus 6b, so this 4 is 1, this 4 is 1, and this 4 is 1, this 4 is 1, and this 24 is 6. So 6 plus b is less than 1 plus 6b. So we add a negative b to each side. So 6 plus b minus b is less than 1 plus 6b minus b. So this b goes with this negative b, and 6 is less than 1 plus 5b, and then we add negative 1 to each side. 6 minus 1 is less than 1 minus 1 plus 5b, and 5 is less than 5b, and then we divide each side by 5. 5 over 5 is less than 5b over 5. So 1 is less than b, or in other words, b is greater than 1. And the solution set for this inequality is this is 1 and b is greater than 1, and the interval notation for this inequality is b is greater than 1, which is all the numbers that are greater than 1 toward infinity. And the next inequality, 3 times n plus 3 plus 7 times 8 minus 8n is less than 5n plus 5 plus 2. So firstly, we multiply the numbers by the expressions inside the parentheses on the left side. So 3n plus 9 plus 7 times 8, 56. 7 times negative 8n, negative 56n is less than 5n plus 7. So 3n and negative 56n are like terms, and 9 and 56 are like terms too. So negative 53n plus 65 is less than 5n plus 7. So we add negative 65 to each side. So negative 53n plus 65 minus 65 is less than 5n plus 7 minus 65, and this 65 goes with this negative 65, and negative 53n is less than 5n minus 58, and then we add negative 5n to each side. Negative 53n minus 5n is less than 5n minus 58 minus 5n. This negative 5n goes with this 5n, and negative 58n is less than negative 58. And here we divide each side by negative 58, and the inequality sign is reversed. So negative 58n over negative 58 is greater than negative 58 over negative 58, and this is 1 and this is 1, and this is 1 and this is 1. So the result is n is greater than 1. And the solution set for this inequality is this is 1 and n is greater than 1, which includes all the real numbers that are greater than 1. And the interval notation for this inequality is all the real numbers that are greater than 1, which is all the numbers that are greater than 1 and extends toward infinity. And the final inequality, negative 4 minus 5p plus 3 is greater than or equal to negative 2 times 8 minus 5p. And firstly, we multiply negative 2 to the expression in sign parentheses on the right side. So negative 4, the result of multiplying negative 1 to negative 5p equals positive 5p plus 3 is greater than or equal to negative 2 times 8, negative 16, negative 2 times negative 5p, positive 10p. So 5p minus 1 is greater than or equal to negative 16 plus 10p. So now we add negative 5p to each side. 5p minus 1 minus 5p is greater than or equal to negative 16 plus 10p minus 5p. So this 5p goes with this negative 5p. So negative 1 is greater than or equal to negative 16 plus 5p. And now we add 16 to each side. Negative 1 plus 16 is greater than or equal to negative 16 plus 5p plus 16. So this 16 goes with this negative 16, and here negative 1 and 16 are like terms, and the result is 15 is greater than or equal to 5p. And now we divide each side by 5. 15 over 5 is greater than or equal to 5p over 5. So this is 1 and 15 is 3. and 5 is 1 and 5 is 1. So 3 is greater than or equal to p, or in other words, p is less than or equal to 3. So the solution set for this inequality is this is 3 and p is equal to or less than 3, and the interval notation for this inequality is p is all the real numbers that is 3 or less than 3. We finished all these problems and I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.